Sports games such as FIFA get yearly updates, which feel like small changes. And today, the same can be said about the WWE games. It's a successful franchise that gets a lot of things right, and this makes change very challenging. Instead, what you get is a game that's increasingly polished, and WWE 2K17 is certainly polished. Some of the 120 wrestlers on the roster, such as John Cena, look like they're on TV and not in a game. The moves, the attitude, and the camera cuts, it's all very familiar. And it's helped along by an audio track that's made up of licensed music that you've likely heard before. This is a great looking game that sounds amazing too, though it's not really very different from the last two games in the series. Submissions seem to have been improved slightly from last year's iteration, something we have complained about at the time. The fights themselves are polished and well executed. A running grapple, a flurry of hits, a signature move, and then a finisher. The controls flow smoothly and the game is pretty easy to get started with, so you'll be wiping the mat with your opposition in no time. As for the AI opponents, they aren't particularly challenging in the moment-to-moment gameplay of matches. Sometimes it feels like the computer is cheating when it comes to things such as recovery and stamina. It's a long-running complaint we've had with the series, and every year makes us realize it's unlikely to change soon. What's also not really changed in all this time is the overall flow of matches. A rock bottom always looks great, but the impact on a match can be really limited. Big moves feel feeble, and the matches themselves end up being muted affairs. Meanwhile, another thing that's likely to irk people who've played earlier versions of this game is the amount of content that's locked behind paid DLC. This includes a number of wrestlers, but also the popular Showcase mode. This allows you to relive famous moments of WWE history, the feuds between superstars, and the famous eras of the show. Instead, the My Universe mode has been tweaked, but it still remains fun to just fire up random matches on your own. There's also Create a Wrestler mode, which is, in our hands, only good for creating atrocities that can be described as crimes against nature. That being said, there are definitely people who are a lot more skilled than us at fiddling with the many sliders that are available to you when creating a custom wrestler. And you can follow instructions online to find out exactly how much an eyebrow ridge needs to be tweaked to create just the right wrestler. You can take your creation into career mode and play your way through the WWE. It's a fun idea and one that the company has been tweaking for quite a while now. But there's still something contrived about picking dialogues for your wrestler and stumbling into rivalries and alliances. Much like the games before it, the forgiving nature of fights and the over-the-top visuals make it a lot of fun to play with friends when you're not taking things seriously. In that sense, the series has constantly delivered, and WWE 2K17 is no exception. If you've not got any of the earlier games, this is a good one to add to your collection. Dedicated fans will of course pick up the game no matter what we say. For everyone else, if you've already got WWE 2K16, then wait for a price cut. Not enough has changed to justify buying it at full price. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook at Gadgets360.